Alright, so I think I got the screen recording going. We're in Zahanga here, obviously, and we're looking at the Drake Clipper, seeing as your newfound interest in Drake. This is not the default paint for the Drake Clipper. Just to let you know, I got the Drake Clipper as a war bond. War bond meaning it's discounted pretty much, but there's a slight, catch to a war bond is you can't use any store credit, not even a single penny of store credit to buy a war bond item. But war bond, yeah, it's cheaper. So like this, like the Clipper USD value is 150, but I only had to pay like 130, so it was 20 bucks off. 20 bucks off. Oh lordy. But yeah, here is the Drake Clipper in its in-game model. It doesn't look too much different from what we're seeing online. I like it. I truly do like this ship, and if they were to full wipe me, thankfully I own this ship with real money, so even if they did full wipe me, I would still have this ship. And I would definitely use this ship as like a starter. It's nice, it's humble, I like to say. Oh, got a lag spike there. People are exiting the hangar at the minute. But there's this is just the Clipper, and it's weird. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a bird in a way, the way it's like posted up like this, I guess. Alright, so to get in, oh god, oh wait, they do work. Okay, they fixed it, thank fuck. Okay, because earlier these controls completely non-operational and you could not get into the Clipper. So for that cargo entrance, we have this nice ramp. Lovely animation. Love the way the ramp comes down. We're gonna close it up. Boop. There we go. Looking amazing. Hit it again. Yeah, so we're gonna climb up in here. And so here's that 12 SU of cargo space. I know it doesn't look like much. And you can imagine if you're gonna get the Seeker starter pack, 4 SUs, even smaller, is only a fourth of this. So, you can lay 6 boxes on the floor here and then lay 6 more boxes on top of said boxes. Call it a 3x2x2 area here, pretty much. And you can kind of see through this ventilation. Oh crap! Not trying to get. You can see through this like weird ventilation here. You can kind of see into the next room in a way. It's or not the next room, but well, the engineering deck. Of course, if we want to close up the ramp, your button's right here. All of this, literally just decoration. There is nothing to, touch up here, but it's there. But yeah, this is that interior. So we're gonna climb up to engineering deck 1. Engineering is split vertically, so up there is also engineering. Instead of engineering taking up like 1 floor, it takes up 2 floors, but it's like split into, so we actually have this lever here that opens up this hatch. Now, originally, I did not know what this hatch was for, but I've learned that this hatch is for moving components in and out. You would move components up there. Here's some of our components right here. We don't have batteries in the game yet, so that's just empty, but we do have power plants. So there's 1 power plant, here's a 2nd power plant, and this just lets me pull it out. Close that up. There we go. Don't have batteries yet, so we don't worry about that. Then we're gonna get in here, into the medical room. Not every ship has a medical bay. Very few ships actually do. Of course, any capital ship is guaranteed to have a medical bay, just because they're so big they need to support something like that. This is a tier 3, tier 3 being the lowest tier. It goes all the way up to tier 1. Tier 1's the highest, but tier 3 is the lowest. So if you get a tier 3 injury, you can indeed fix it up on this med bed here. You can also see how it says right there, 200 out of 200. When you respawn, because you could respawn out of the ship. That's the biggest feature with medical beds inside of ships, is you can respawn out of ships. It takes 100 med gel just to respawn yourself, so you could respawn twice out of this bed before it needs a refill. Otherwise, it takes like, depending on the injury you have, it takes up like maybe 5 med gel, maybe 15 med gel to fix your injury. If you have a tier 2 or tier 1 injury, you're screwed. This medical bed is not equipped to take care of it, and if you have a tier 1, you are limping all the way back to a hospital. So yeah, there's that. Of course, there's like sinks and there's storage here. Cool, I didn't know that. Oh, I guess, that you got the, fire extinguisher just in case, this room back here. Oh, there's with this control panel. I should have given this a better look. I'm sorry. Look at the amount of detail. These like power cells, they like kind of like here, pull out of the wall. They do that. Yes. They pull out of the wall and they pump in, and you got, like these breathing in air. When you shine a flashlight on it, you can really see that vortex of air. I just love the turbine kind of look to it. This just looks amazing. Absolutely love it. Of course, there's no like actual science behind any of this. This is just all aesthetically pleasing. It looks amazing, and I truly hope that future, Drake ships, when it comes to their engineering rooms, look something like this, because the ones we have currently are not appealing. The roofing, love the scattered cross beams and whatnot. Everything is looks rugged and industrial-ish. We got the cords just to power, oh my god, yeah, this panel is taken, oh my gosh, this panel's taken up off the wall just so you can access these like power cells and power the goddamn medical bed. There's a random cord here that doesn't plug in anything. If you're wondering what this is where you can hang like a painting. You can notice that like little light dot right there. You can put a painting there. There's a few spots in this building you can do that, or it's ship. So here's that crafting room I was talking about. Doesn't function at all. This is the terminal of which you would use, I'm assuming, for the crafting station. Yeah, it has an emergency stop. You can't actually do anything. You can get in it, right? And here's that like printer right there. It has some welder pecs on it, thingy kebabs, thingbobbers, gooboo-dobs. That was English, I swear. And then we come into this front room. So that front elevator I was talking about? Here it is. So, this is a more direct route. Here we're gonna watch the animation of. Oh, okay. They're fun. There we go. So here's that front panel. Elevator comes up. Locks into place. Oh, here's a maneuvering thruster, by the way, and one of those size 3 Gatlings. Of course, you can change out these weapons for whatever you wish, whatever you desire. If you want tips on that, I can tell you. It comes back out, come on down. It has little ramps too. Ramps on both sides. Look at that. Love that. Raise elevator. Pulls us on up. Looks very pretty. In terms of like that rugged industrial look. And then if you want to actually get to the cockpit, you gotta climb one more ladder. And cool thing about the ship, it has drop down seats. Most solo ships don't even have second seats, so when you're saving people it's a little difficult, but there you go. Here's some of the components. Here's like the life support system right here. This finally got physicalized, as in it's an actual thing. And then this is meant to be the, computers. They don't exist yet though, so we don't worry about those. Over here we have a cooler, it looks like, and one of the relays. If I was to rip this fuse out of this relay, things wouldn't stop working, but their efficiency would be cut by half. So that wouldn't be great. Here is the habitation room. You can stick another painting right here. This pulls out, you can sit on it. We're gonna close that. Here's the bed. You could, bed log out of this ship. And another painting right there on both sides. What the hell does that do? Oh, lights off. There you go. Yeah, it didn't. Nothing's actually happening. Oh, it did indeed get darker in here. Okay. Yeah, this light right here just turned off. Here's your personal storage, as it says right there. You can open that up. Here is your, your where you do your business. You can shower right here. You have the shower head right above you. It's leaking right now. That's lovely. You can pull the toilet out. Most spaceships are designed like this, where the toilet and the shower are in the same exact place. And you close that up, and there's a sink right above the toilet. And then here's that last engineering room. Get a... What the hell? Oh, sorry, that's the quantum drive right there. along with the jump drive. So there's two drives. There's the quantum drive and jump drive. Jump drive is that brick slab above the quantum drive. Jump drive is for going through wormholes, while quantum drive is just for quantuming. So you could theoretically, be fine without a jump drive, and there is some ships that when you buy them do not have jump drives, and you have to install them. Very few ships though. More components, so here's your radar, which is funny, this one actually has one in it. Most radars aren't actually in game yet. Here's both shield generators. I don't really like how they did this, because see these like connection points for the shield generator? There's supposed to be a pipe that plugs into that, and on some ships there is, and some ships there isn't. I don't know. Whatever. As long as it works, I guess. What is this for? Gravity generator, which isn't physicalized yet either. Here's another lever for those components if you're trying to move them. You can also, if you got a friend standing there, absolutely just drop their ass. But yeah, here's that engineering terminal that just got added this patch. Everything is quite beautiful. The ship has great ambiance, I would say. You can mess with the lights too. Not with that one. This one. Oh yeah, lights off. Right? That's not lights off. Okay, well maybe, go screw me, I guess. Most ships, the lights off button typically works, but... Oh. It turned off some light. Some light went off, but there's like 20 other lights in here. Alright, we're gonna sit in the cockpit. Take a grand old seat. Get turned around and then seated in forward. And of course, terminal comes down. It switches the HUD to this amber color you were talking about. Power it on. Now, in this new update, you only have to hit U to power up your ship systems. In the past, you had to hit U to power on your systems and then I to power on your engines, and I've made it such a habit that I keep accidentally turning off my engines in this new update, because in the new update, your engines just turn on by default now. You don't have to power them on by themselves, they turn on by default, and I keep accidentally hitting U and then I to power up both systems and engines, and I turn off the engines. But here's the engines, looking quite pretty. Now, it has some interesting reverse engines. Of course, that's a reverse engine right there. There's two reverse engines right there, but then it also has two on the front. Here, I'll show you. See right there in the grill? It has very sleek reverse thrusters in the center of the ship. I find that really interesting. Of course, the thruster animation on this is pretty good. It could be better, I will say, but I'm liking it, as long as you don't look directly down the engine, I guess, at this angle that I have it at. Don't do this and your immersion won't break. We're gonna raise that landing gear. So that's gonna slide in and close. Oh, here, let me do that one more time just so you can see the wings. The wings kind of fold up a bit, so they're mostly same height. There we go. This main wing on the starboard side unfolds, but we fly backwards and then kick it. There we go. Looks amazing. Of course, has those guns. Those are great. Love those. He also has missiles, of course, but it's just your comfy flying apartment, And yeah, that's that's the Clipper.